Good day, guys. I hope you're all doing so well. Welcome to our today's session. My name is Kota Vuzmuze. Today we're going to deal with grade 9 algebraic expressions and it. So now, before we can deal with this topic, guys, let us do a proper revision from grade 8 actually, so that we can grasp the glimpse of this topic of grade 9. This is one of the basics to grade 10, 11 and 12 mathematics algebra. So please take this foundation to grade 12. Once we get this one now, we'll get it later in grade 10, 11 and 12. So what you did in grade 11, you learned about a term. What is a term? You learned about a term. So we're doing a revision. So this is our revision. You learned about a term. Now guys, what is a term? And a term is a combination of numbers and letters involving multiplication and division. And combination of numbers and letters. So once I say a combination of a number and a letter. A number and a letter. What is a letter? A letter can be any letter from A to Z. It's a letter. What is a number? Number from any number, you know it. Negative, from negative to positive. And it. So for an example, if I have 2 here, let me just say 2x. Now there's a combination of a number and a letter here. Guys, that means 2 and x, if they're combined, they are called a term. This is a one term. And 2 and x, these two parts are called a term. And I hope you understand. Now terms are separated by addition, or let me say not addition, plus or minus. Basically terms, there are more than one terms there. So this more than one terms are separated by a plus sign or a minus sign. For an example, if I have 1 plus x, this is the combination of a number and a letter. And we have, and you remember 1 and x are separated by a plus. That means once you have a plus between two terms, remember a term can be 1 again. That means 1 can be a term and x can be a term again. Once they are separated by a plus sign, now we're gonna have what? Two terms. Okay, guys. Now if we can have maybe a 2x squared plus x minus 1. Now this, remember, a term is a combination of a number and a letter. In this case, I have a combination of a number and a letter, combination of a number here and a letter. Remember, we have invisible positive 1 again. Combination of a number and a letter here. So if this on its own is a term, but once it is separated by a plus or a minus, that means we have more than one term. In this case, we have 3 terms. That's how we see a term. That's how we define or differentiate between 2 terms or 1 terms in meaning. This is how you see, this is how you recognize indeed we have more than 1 term in an expression. And if we have more than 3 terms, you can see by separation of plus or minus, 1, 2, 3 terms, 1, 2, 2 terms, 1 term. I hope you understand what is a term, guys. This is the basic definition that you did in grade 8. Now let us make an example of polynomials. What is a polynomial? Poly, let me just use a different color. Polynomial, polynomials. Now, what are polynomials? Polynomials are an algebraic expression consisting of one or more terms. Now, there are different types of polynomials. The first one is mono. What is a mono? Mono means one. Mono means one. Mono means one term. For example, maybe 6x. This is a monomial. It's a polynomial that consists of one term. The second one is binomial. Binomial is an algebraic expression or polynomial that consists of two terms. For an example, if we have x plus 1, this is a binomial because bi means two. Because of what? It's more than one term. How do you know that there are two terms here? Because of what? This expression, it is separated by a plus in this case. Therefore, we're going to have two terms. Then the other one is trinomial. Tri means three terms. Three terms. For an example, if we have x plus 2y plus 3. Now in this case, because of, let me just say minus 3 here. Now here, because of we have plus and minus in the middle here. That means we want to separate these three terms. And we have our first term, our second term, and our third term. That means we have three terms in this case because of what? They're separated by a positive and a negative. I hope you understand, and many more other polynomials, guys. I hope you understand. Now let's talk about three main parts of an algebraic expression. Three main parts of algebraic expression. You need to learn these three parts of algebraic expression. We want to talk about them going forward. The first part is a variable. What is a variable, guys? A variable is a letter in an expression. For an example, e.g., a letter can be A to Z. I can have X, I can have Y, I can have Z, I can have P. All these letters are called variables in an expression. I hope you are familiar with that. Then the second one is a coefficient. What is a coefficient, guys? If you understand, coefficient is number multiplied by a variable. It's a number multiplied by a variable. Now, for an example, e.g., 5 multiplied by x, or 5x. What is a coefficient? It's a number multiplied by a variable. That means, what is the coefficient of a variable in this case? What is a variable? In this case, our variable is x and our number is 5. Now, which number is multiplied by a variable? It is our 5. That means our 5 is, in this case, 5 is our coefficient. Another example, we can have a 9y squared. In this case, what is our variable? It is y, or y squared. What is the coefficient of y squared? It is a number, 9. I hope you understand what is the coefficient. I hope you understand, guys. Then the last one is a constant term. Constant term. Constant term is a number. in an expression here, e.g. 5. 5 is a constant term. That means a number without a variable, it's a constant. A number without a variable is a constant. Okay? For an example, if we have x plus 2 here, between x plus 2, between these two terms, which one is a constant term? It is 2, because it does not consist of any letter next to it. It's just 2 on its own. It's a number. That means it's a constant term. I hope you understand what I'm talking about here, guys. Then let's talk about like terms. I'm done with 3 main parts of an algebraic expression. Then another thing we need to talk about is like terms. Like terms. Now, what is a like term? We learned about like terms are algebraic expression having exact same letters or variables. So like terms can be seen as having same letters or variables. Now, if having same letters and variables, now for an example, if I have a 2x squared, 3x squared, these two terms are variables. I mean, I like terms because of what they consist of the same letters. And in this case, what is our letters? It is x squared. These are like terms. Like terms, you see them through having the same letters or variables. Ne? Another example is if we have 2x plus 9x. Once we have something like this, and this is an expression again that has 2x and 9x, we have same letters here. Yeah, we have same letters or variables, which is x and x on both sides. So if we have same letters on both sides, that means these are like terms. This expression is these two terms are like terms. Then you can add them, and yeah, you can add them. It will be equal to, you can just add the coefficients. When the coefficient is a number with a variable, you're gonna add the coefficient and leave and bring down the variable. 2 plus 9 is 11x. Nebona, guys. I hope you understand what I'm talking about here. Now, let us go to the next part of this session. Let us make a few examples explaining these concepts of variables, coefficients, binomials, monomials, terms, variables, constant terms, like terms and stuff. Let's go to the next part of our session, which is making an example linked. Let's make some few examples for you to understand, guys. Few examples for you to understand. Few examples in here for you guys to understand. An example, simplify. Examples, simplify. Simplify. Number A, simplify m cubed plus 3m cubed plus 4m squared. We are still on the revision, guys. Now simplify this expression. How are we going to simplify this expression? You want to understand how many terms are here. We have three terms here. Now, why do we say we have 3 terms? Because of what? We see our first term being separated from our second term, being separated from our third term by a plus sign in the middle there. Sharp. So I'm going to simplify this thing. The only way to simplify this thing, there are no brackets here. Do you remember BODMAS, guys? If you apply BODMAS here, BODMAS, do you have brackets? No. Do you have off? No. Do you have division here? No. Do you have multiplication here? No. Do you have addition here? Yes. Then let us add. Let us add there. Let us add. When we add these things, we check for like terms. Like terms. Are there like terms there? Yes. Why? How do you see our like terms? By having same letters or variables. Which means we check from each term which term has the same letters and variables. From my first term here, I have m cubed. For my second term here, I have 3m cubed. In the third term, I have 4m squared. So which terms have got same letters? My first term and my second term have got same letters. We check our variables here. Remember, if you come back to variables, we check for the letters there and its exponents. That means our first term has got m cubed. Our second term has got m cubed. Our last term has got m squared. Which one are the same? Is these two, m cubed, m cubed. That means these are like terms because of what? Have got same variables and plus the exponent, which is 3 in this case. 3 is our exponent, by the way. M to the power of 3 on both sides. M to the power of 3, m to the power of 3. Then you add like terms there. So if I add the 2, remember I have invisible 1 here. In front of m cubed, I have invisible 1. I hope you are familiar with that. I have invisible 1 here. Therefore, I'm going to say 1 plus 3. So guys, I have 1 plus 3, which is 4. 4. Then I bring down my variable or my like term, which is m cubed. Now, guys, they're the same, so just bring them down. You don't do anything with that m cubed because it's a like term. And yet, then this one we have m squared. Then this 1 together with the 2 are not the same because here we have m squared, here we have m cubed. That means m cubed and m cubed, they go at the same, and m squared is not the same as m cubed. Therefore, you bring down the one with m squared and plus 4m squared. Then you are done with copying your like terms. Now, guys, so we can go far as taking out the common factor. Common factor, if you like. Common factor in this case, you check from both two terms. We take out the highest common factor, HCF, actual highest common factor from the both two terms. That means a term or a factor that they can divide on both sides without any remainder. A factor that is common on both sides and that does not have any remainder. From these two terms, which one is our common factor in this case? Okay, let me just write our factors. Our factors for 4m cubed. What are factors of 4m cubed? We have got 4m squared and 4m cubed. What are factors of 4m squared? So in this case, I'm just trying to give you the simplest type. Let me just say this one is the longest root. Okay, we have 4m and 4m squared. So there is 2 involved. You can have form squared. There are many factors here, but I'll teach you more about how to find factors. There are many factors of 4m cubed, and it there are many factors. There's 2 included there and stuff. I can have 2m squared, 2m what coffee. There are many factors, but we need the highest common factor. In this case, I made the simplest common factor. That means we have our exponent, which is 3. That means I started from m to power 1, m to power 2, and m to power 3. I have my 4m squared. I started from m to power 1 to m to power 2. Guys. Then from this, I need to choose a factor that is common, that is visible on both sides. Which one between 4m squared, 4m cubed repeats itself on both sides? Which term repeats itself on both sides and is the highest? This one again, 4m squared. It is the highest and it repeats itself on both sides. Therefore, we're gonna write it there on our side again. You take it out as a common factor, 4m squared, and you take it out as a common factor. Then after that, you apply laws of exponents. You did them in grade 8, guys. Therefore, when you apply laws of exponents, it says I need to find terms inside my bracket here to accommodate this expression again. So I'm going to divide my first term with my common factor. My first term, which is 4m cubed divided by 4m squared. How do I divide? I divide my first term together with my common factor to find terms inside the bracket here. 4 divided by 4 is 1. M cubed, m squared. These are like terms. When you divide same terms, you subtract exponents. That means I'm gonna have same terms again. I'm gonna have m 3 minus 2, 3 minus 2. Then I'm gonna be left with m to the power 1. There's no need for you to write it in line. I'm left with m in this case. Then I'm gonna have my m plus. I need to find term here for m squared. And then I say my second term, which is 4m squared divided by my common factor, which is 4m squared. Then you divide the 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1. M squared divided by m squared is 1. That means you're left with 1 here. So that when you multiply brackets out, they give you our previous expression. Then you are done with this question. I know, guys, this is difficult, but along the way you will get it along the way as we move with few questions. I know it's difficult, but you'll get it. Don't worry, you'll get it. You'll get it, guys. You just need a lot of practice. Practice. Yes, guys. Then the next question, number 2, number B. Number B. Number B. Please, guys, practice these questions. Practice them properly. Number B, we have negative 8x cubed minus 2x cubed. Now, simplify. How are we going to simplify this thing? Remember, we have 2 terms here separated by this minus in the middle. Then we can see that we have a variable here. This is a variable. This is a variable. These 2 variables, we have x cubed and s cubed. They are the same. If x cubed is the same as x cubed in the next term, that means these are like terms. And what do you do on the like terms? Well, what do you do when you have like terms? You add the coefficients of those like terms. What are coefficients of like terms? Negative 8 and negative 2. Negative 8 and negative 2 are coefficients of x cubed on both sides. Therefore, we must subtract or add our coefficient, which is I must subtract negative 8 and negative 2 and bring down my x cubed or my like term. So negative 8 minus 2 is negative 10. then I bring down my exponent, my variable, and I'm done. You are done with this question. Very simple. You get your mark there. Then the last one is number C. Is we have negative m squared minus 3 mn. Or before this one, this one is so simple. But I think it will require me to explain what is a FOIL. But before FOIL, let me just finish it off. It's no problem. It doesn't need it. In this case, I have BODMAS. BODMAS, it has got brackets. Do you have brackets here? Yes. You have brackets. That means you need to remove brackets first. We have a negative 1 outside. Actually, anything, if there's only a negative outside, that means there's 1 in front of that negative, which is going to give me negative 1 outside the bracket. There's a visible negative 1 here. Yeah. Now, I'm going to use this negative 1 to multiply out whatever term that is in the bracket. That means this negative is going to multiply my first term. This negative is going to multiply my second term. Neighbor, let us do that. You introduce the brackets again. You say negative 1 multiplied by my first term, m squared, minus, minus, you open the bracket, this minus, you open the bracket, and you say again negative 1 multiplied by 3. Remember, this minus is of negative 3. So you can write it here. This negative represents our 3 here. Hence, I've put it here. Then my negative outside is going to multiply this 3mn. Then it's going to be negative 1 multiplied by 3mn. Note that this negative, this 3mn, no longer have negative sign inside the bracket because of what? This negative represents our 3 here. So that when I multiply this negative out, negative times 3mn is negative 3mn. Please note that. Yes, guys. Then equal to negative 1 times m squared is negative m squared. Negative times negative is positive. Negative 1, and we mentioned already, negative times negative, positive. That means we're going to say, we're going to be left with 1 times 3 mn is 3 mn. I hope you understand what's happening here, guys. Or we can literally just say from this one, I can say negative 1 times m squared is negative m squared. Negative 1 times negative. Negative times negative is positive. 1 times 3 mn is 3 mn. You can literally simplify in that way. Then from here, do you have like terms? Do you have like terms here? Yes. Or do you have common factor? Highest common factor. Do you have highest common factor on both sides? Yes. Why? What do I have? I have m here and I have my m here. That means m is common on both sides. M is common on both sides. And I need to take out m as my common factor. Or just leave it like that. I will explain the concept of highest common factor in the next session here. I think it might confuse you guys, but this is how you do it properly. Please practice, 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 practice. Now let us go to the last part of our session. The last part of our session, the one that we need. Now we are in grade 9. Now we are getting to grade 9 concepts now. We are in grade 9. Welcome to grade 9, guys. Welcome to grade 9. Term 2. Welcome to grade 9. Term 2. Here's grade 9. Simplify. Simplify. Simplify, ne? Grade 9. Now, before you simplify, you're gonna learn about FOIL. What is a FOIL? FOIL. Ne? FOIL. FOIL. So we're gonna learn about. Let me just write it like this. FOIL. What is a FOIL? You're gonna learn about FOIL. Thank you. FOIL is first outer or first outers. Let me just say it's first here, outer, inner, and last. First, outer, inner, and last. For example, if I have, I'm going to use bottommost. Bottommost. In this case, if I have bracket of A plus B, A minus B, then they say simplify this thing. Simplify this thing. If you have two brackets, binomial brackets here, you're going to use bottommost. Bottommost is brackets. Yes, they are brackets. Then if they are brackets, you need to simplify them out, the brackets, through the use of FOIL. First, outer, inner, and last. What is the first term? First. For F, we have first. And then just use a different color. First is first terms on each bracket. What is the first term on my first bracket is A. What is my first term on my second bracket is A. That means A is going to multiply out A. Neighbor. Outer. Again, we say first. We said first term on my first bracket, first term on my second bracket. I hope you understand, guys. I hope you understand. Then outer. Outer is what is the outer term on my first letter? Which term is outside, basically, or it is outside on my first term is A. Which one is outside on my second term is B. B is an outside term. A is an outside term. Then it's going to be A again multiplied by negative B. Then inner. Which two terms on both sides are inner terms? Inner, it means inside. That means B is on the inside and A is on the inside of the second bracket. That means B is going to multiply A. Now last. What are last terms left here? B and B must multiply them itself once again. That means A times A times negative B, B times A, B times negative B. Then you are done. That's how you use FOIL. A times A times negative B, B times A, B times negative B. You are done with FOIL. A times A squared. We learned about these concepts. A times A is A squared. We learned about signs. We said that negative times negative is positive. Then positive here times negative here is negative. A times negative B is A B. I hope you understand, guys. Then positive times, we come to the and we said A times A squared. A times negative B, negative AB. We come to B again. We come to the inner. B times A, positive times positive is positive. B times A is AB. The last, positive times negative is negative. B times B is B squared. Then we check for like terms. And here we said that we have different terms here that are separated by our signs. Then we check for the like terms here. Are they like terms here? What are like terms? Like terms are terms with same variables or same variables or letters. From these four terms, which terms have got same variables and or letters? I have AB here, I have AB. That means these two terms are like terms because I've got A is here, A, B is here, B is here. And then I'm gonna bring down A squared. A squared and B squared are not the same. They are not same letters. It's A on the side, it's B on the side, but same exponents, but not letters. Therefore, I bring down my A. Then now, if we have like terms, just like we have right now, you need to add the like terms. That means negative AB plus AB. Remember, this is our like terms or our variables. These are our variables. This is a coefficient. What is the coefficient of AB? Is 1. What is the coefficient of AB? Is 1. Then if you have coefficient of AB as 1 on both sides, then you need to add those coefficients. -1 plus 1 is 0. That means we no longer have AB. We are left with only minus B squared. Then you are done. I hope you understand what's happening here, guys. I hope you clearly understand what's happening here. Thank you very much. Let us do an example. Let us do an example using the very same method. Number A. Guys, please, this is very important here. You are going to hit this concept to create 12. You are going to hit this concept to create 12. So we have 2x minus 1 x plus 3. Then you use FOIL to multiply all these brackets. First, on my first bracket we have 2x. First, on my second bracket we have x. That means 2x times x. Outer. Which terms are outside on my first bracket? 2x is on outside term. 3 is an outside term on my second bracket. That means 2x again multiplied by 3. Inner. Which terms are on the inside of the first bracket? Which term is -1 is inside the first bracket, and which term is inside the second bracket? X. That means -1 is going to multiply x. Last, which terms are last? -1 is the last term on my first bracket, and 3 is my last term on my second bracket. That means -1 is going to multiply +3 on my second bracket. Now, 2x times x. First, 2x times x, 2x squared. So if you guys you do not understand why do we say 2x squared here, please come back and please show us, inform us what you don't understand. Why do we say 2x squared? I will come and explain why do we say 2x squared when you multiply x and get 2x squared. I will explain properly. Then positive times positive is positive. 3x times 3 is 6x. Negative times positive, this negative times this positive here is negative. 1 times x is x. Negative times positive is negative. 1 times 3 is 3. I'm still applying FOIL here. I hope you understand this. This equal to, now I'm done with multiplying out the brackets, bottommost brackets. Now I'm left with an expression here. How do I simplify the expression? Is by looking for like terms. Are they like terms here? We have 2x squared. Do we have another 2x squared? Or do we have another x squared here? We check. How do we check like terms? By these variables here. And we have a constant which is -3. And it has got no like term. This -3, it is just alone there. How do you check variable into like terms? Through these letters, x squared, x, and x. Do we have another x squared? No. We bring down 2x squared. Now, in this case, we have like terms. We have x here, x here. That means these two terms here are like terms. Therefore, if you have like terms, you add the coefficients of those like terms. Remember, if we have, in this case, we have -1 again. That means there's invisible 1 here. There's invisible 1 here again. So x and x are the same. Then you add the exponent. You add 6 and -1. Then 6 minus 1 is -5. Then you bring down our x. Then you bring down our constant, which is -3. You are done. You are done, guys. Done with this question. We killed it. You killed this question properly. Let's go to the next question very fast. The last one. The last one for grade 9s. The last one for grade 9s. The last one for grade 9s. Here's our last question here. Number B, we have 3x plus 2 squared. How do you simplify this one? In this case, you can see we have a bracket here, but it's got 2 here squared. This means this bracket or 3x plus 2, it's going to repeat itself 2 times. We're going to have 2 brackets of 3x plus 2. If we had 3 here, we are going to have 3 brackets of 3x plus 2, but now we have 2. That means we're going to have 2 brackets of 3x plus 2. I hope you understand what's happening here. So you can say 3x plus 2, 3x plus 2. This is the same as I just expanded this expression to this one. We are simplifying here. This equal to. We use the very same method of FOIL that we used on this bracket to simplify this. So this is how we do it, guys. If we have squared here, it's going to have 2 brackets of the same thing, 3x plus 2. Please don't get confused here. Then now let us use FOIL to simplify this thing. First, outer, inner, and our last. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times positive 2 is positive 6x. 2 times 3x is positive 6x. 2 times 2 is positive 4. Then we're done. Like terms, do we have x squared? No. We bring down 9x squared. Do we have x? Yes, we have x. Then these are like terms. You add the coefficient, you add 6 and 6, which is positive 12. You bring down your x here. We have our constant, which is positive 4. Do we have another positive 4 or a positive number? No, we don't have another number here. You bring down our 4. Then you are done. Simple. Simple, guys. I hope you understand what's happening here. Then this is your homework. They're gonna mark you 1, 2, 3 and here. Homework. Please do this one for me. Or let us do it, guys. Let us do it so that you can understand what's happening here. But please pause the video and do it. Please pause the video and do it on your own. Please pause the video and do it on your own. Number C. Pause the video and do it on your own. X minus 4. No, not x minus 4. 2x. X minus 1. X plus 4. How do you simplify this one? How do you simplify this one, guys? Remember, BODMAS. BODMAS is brackets. Do you have brackets here? Yes, these are brackets. Now simplify brackets out first before anything else. We have 2x outside the 2 bracket. That means you bring that 2x down. You apply BODMAS. Open a bracket. Apply BODMAS. Brackets. Okay, here are my brackets. Simplify the brackets out. FOIL. First, inner, outer, and the last. X times x, x squared. X times positive 4, positive 4x. Negative 1 times x, negative x. Negative 1 times positive 4 is minus 4. Please, if you don't understand why do we say x squared, 4x, and x, please show yourself so that I can help you to how do you come to these points. How do you have x squared, 4x, x, and 4? How do you come to this point? Please show yourself. Okay, I don't understand why do we say x squared. Please tell me, inform me. Now, do you have like terms inside the brackets? I don't know. Let us check. Do you have x squared here? You don't have x squared here. Then you bring it down. Do you have x? You have x. You have x. These are like terms. You add the coefficients. That means 4 minus invisible 1 here is 4 minus 1 positive 3. You bring down our x and here. We said 4 minus 1. We have invisible 1 here. in front of negative x, we have invisible 1 there. So we have 4 minus 1 is positive 3. Then we have minus 4. Do we have another constant besides 4? No. You bring down that 4. Then you're done. In this case, we have 2x outside the bracket. And we say BODMAS again. Deal with brackets. Whatever it is outside, we multiply whatever it is inside. That means this 2x is going to multiply each term inside the bracket. 2x times x squared, 2x times positive 3x, 2x times negative 4. Yeah, guys. 2x times x squared, 2x times, here we have invisible 1 here again. 2 times 1 is 2. Positive times positive is positive. X times x squared is x times x squared, kiddy exponents. Same variables, x and x, you add exponents when you multiply. X times x squared is x cubed. Positive times positive is positive. 2 times 3, 6. X to the power 1 times x to the power 1. Same variables, you add exponents when you multiply out. That means it's going to be x times x. 1 plus 1 is 2. It is going to be x squared. 2 times negative 4, negative 8. You bring down my x here. X. You are done. I hope you understand what's happening here. So when I get 1, 2, 3. You are done, guys, with this question. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Let us do the last part of our section. Let's do the last part of this section. I hope you understand what's happening here. If you don't understand, please show yourself. I'll try to explain important factors here. I'll try to explain what's happening here, guys. I know there's too much of information to take in, but we have to take the information in. So now, number 2, simplify completely. Simplify completely. Number A, we have 3 minus 2x here. Then we have x minus 3 minus 2x. Now in this case, you simplify properly. BODMAS. Apply BODMAS. What does BODMAS say? Brackets. Do you have brackets? Yes. Simplify out brackets. Okay. Where are brackets? Here are my brackets. Here are my brackets. Simplify the brackets out. Okay. FOIL again. 3 times x. 3 again times negative 3. I'm done with 3. I'll come to negative 2x. Negative 2x times x. Negative 2x times negative 3. Then we simplify out the brackets. Oh. So as you can do this in different ways. You can simplify the brackets out the same way I did in the previous questions. Now I'm gonna show you another way, the easiest way to simplify the brackets out. You can use the previous way of simplifying brackets out. It's not a problem, but I'm gonna show you the new way, the simplest and the new way. This here how you do it. And you have 3 on my first bracket. That means this 3 is going to multiply out whatever that is on the second bracket here. That means this 3 is going to multiply x and negative 3. If that's the case, then it's going to be like this: 3. We're going to have 3 multiplied by x minus 3. That means this 3 is going to multiply x. This 3 is going to multiply negative 3. Then we have again negative 2x. You put this negative 2x here. Because of what? This negative 2x is going to multiply again x and negative 3 and x minus 3. I hope you understand what's happening here. Then we have our negative 2x. We bring it down now. This equal to. Then we're going to multiply. This 3 is going to multiply each and every term inside the bracket. Even this negative 2x each of terms at a bracket, then 3 times x, 3x, 3 times negative 3 minus 9, then negative 2x times x, negative 2x times x, negative 2x times x minus 2x squared. Why do you say x squared? Because x and x are the same. When you multiply same variables, you add exponent. That means 1 plus 1 is 2. Same exponents, same variables, you add exponent. Then negative times negative is positive. 2x times 3 is 6x. Then you bring down my negative 2x. Then I'm done with brackets. Do I have like terms? I don't know. Let us check. Let's start with the highest exponent, x squared. Do we have another x squared? No. We bring it down. Negative 2x squared. Then do we have another terms? We have x, we have x, we have x. Let us group them properly. We group them plus 3x, the like term, with 6x and 2x. Then our numbers, constants, negative 9. Do you have another constant? No, we only have negative 9. Then this equal to x squared. Do we have another x squared here? No, negative 2x squared. Now, with our x's, we have x here, we have x here, we have x here. That is same. So if you have such concept, that means we have, these are like terms. All these three terms are like terms. If they have like terms, you add the coefficients. We add 3, we add 6, we minus negative 2. That means 3 plus 6 is positive 9. 3 plus 3, 6 is 9. 9 minus 2 is plus 7x minus 9. You are done. They want to mark you here. They want to mark you here. They want to mark you here. They want to mark you here and here. Then you are done. Go to 5 marks there. I hope you understand, guys. I hope you understand me, what's happening here. I hope you understand what's happening here. Then the last one, the final and the last one, the final and the last one. We have our last one here. Our last one is number B. X minus 4, x plus 4 minus 2 2x plus 1 squared. Then this one is very long. So now, on our first part, do we have brackets? Bottom, yes. FOIL, x times x, x times positive 4, negative 4 times x, negative 4 times positive 4. FOIL, you are done. Or you can use the simplest way that I did in the previous question of saying, okay, if x is going to multiply x plus 4 on both sides, that means I can have x that's going to multiply x plus 4. This is another way, and I have negative 4 again, negative 4. That is going to multiply the very same x plus 4. Here is it, guys. I hope you hear me. I hope you are hearing me. Or you can just say x times x squared, x times positive 4 plus 4x and stuff. You're gonna get it okay. You're gonna get it right if you do that way. But this is the simplest way to simplify it. I think this is the simplest way to simplify this expression. Then again, let's come to this part. We have minus 2. Leave this minus 2 here and come. We have squared here. If we had positive 4, that means if we had negative bracket of 2x plus 1 close bracket to power 1, if you had nothing here, you're just going to multiply this negative 2 with whatever that's in the bracket. But now we have 2 here. You need to pay attention to this 2. It's very important. It means we must have 2 brackets of 3x plus 1 here. 3x plus 1 and get 2x plus 1. But remember, this 2, yeah, leave it sharp. I hope you understand, guys. I hope you understand. Yeah, this 2 is outside the bracket, so hence it's not on the other parts, so it's outside the brackets. Let us simplify again. X times x, x times positive 4, x times x, x squared, x times positive 4, positive 4x. You are done. Negative 4 times x minus 4x. Negative 4 times positive 4 minus 16. You are done. Minus, leave out these 2 here. We have a bottom mass here, bracket. You open another bracket. 2x times 2x, 4x squared. 2x times positive 1, positive 2x. 1 times positive 2x plus 2x. 1 times 1 is plus 1. Closed bracket. Please, if you don't understand what's happening, please tell me you don't understand. Yeah. Now, besides, check this first terms here. Do you have like terms there? Yes. X and x are like terms on the first part only. And x squared and negative 16 don't have like terms. You bring them down. We have our x squared. Since well now these are like terms, that means you must add the coefficients. 4 minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. That means we don't have x here. We only left with minus 16. Oh, sharp, guys. Then minus 2 brackets. Do you have like terms on this part? You have x squared. Does it has got like terms? No. We bring it down. 4x squared. X and x. Do we have like terms here? Yes. If you have like terms, you add the coefficients. 2 plus 2 give 4. 4x. Then you have a constant which is 1. You bring it down. Then you bring this part down. X squared minus 60 minus negative 2. And just since now you no longer have like terms in this bracket, and you no longer have 2 squared here, that means you can multiply this negative 2 by each and every term inside the bracket. Negative 2 times positive 4x squared, negative 2 times positive 4x, and negative 2 times positive 4. The negative 2 times 4x squared is 8x squared. Negative 2 times positive 4x, negative 2 times positive 4 is minus 8x. Negative 2 times positive 1 is minus 2. Are they like terms here? We have x squared. We have x squared. These are like terms. Then you add their coefficients. X squared has got 1 invisible 1 here. 1 minus 8, negative 7 x squared. Do you have x as a like term? Do you have like terms with x? No. That means you bring down that negative 8x. Then do you have constants? Yes, we have constant. Negative 16, negative 2. Negative 16 minus 2 is minus 18. Then you are done. You are done, guys. You are done. This is how they mark in the examination. We are done with this question. This one was very long. I hope you can see it, guys. I hope you can see this question properly. Please, if you don't see this question, please indicate if you don't understand what's happening here. Then this is your homework. This is your homework. Yeah. This is your homework, guys. This is your homework. So you can submit it on my personal details. Please submit it on my WhatsApp. This homework is very nice. This is my homework. Please write it down and submit it on my WhatsApp, please. 3 minus 2x, x minus 2, then we have negative 2x. We have brackets here. So if you have brackets, multiply the brackets outside. Everything must multiply them. This is your homework. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. I am your tutor, Vuzimuzi Kota. Thank you very much. Thank you guys.